This is the CompTIA certification page in 2025. Actually, it's not even the entire certification page because there's even more than this. And if it feels overwhelming to you, it is because CompTIA has just added over a dozen new certifications to their catalog. And I say certifications in quotes because many of these certifications are better described as micro-credentials and not traditional certifications. They're either overpriced e-courses with no proctored exam or overpriced exam prep for other vendors like Cisco or Microsoft. So today you'll learn which certifications are legitimate and have career value and which are just overpriced e-courses. So the first thing that I want to mention is a lot of times you will see certifications, you will see rings of colors around the certification logos, which are usually indicative of the type of certification it is, but it's not always the case. I would say 80% of the time it's correct, and then the other 20% they just decided to put a different color for whatever reason on it. So just keep that in mind. In this guide, the certification type and details are highlighted to give you a better determination of the course than the ring around the logo. So the blue is going to indicate a standard traditional proctored certification exam. The pink indicates a training course for an external certification like Microsoft or Cisco, etc. And you are going to be paying for an e-course, not the actual goal certification. So it's like an extra stepping stone for you if that's something you want, but I don't think that it's the right choice for everyone because it's just extra hurdles for you to jump over to get to the thing that you're eventually trying to go towards. And then the red one indicates a training course, kind of like you can find on Udemy, Coursera, or YouTube with no proctored exam, but it's not a traditional certification, it's just an e-course. That's generally kind of a little bit overpriced, to be honest. So first up, we have the A+ exam. I think a lot of you are pretty familiar with this. It is a standard certification with the proctored exam. It's $265 currently for each exam voucher. I think this is the only one that you actually need 2 different exam vouchers for. It's going to be a total of $530 after you do both of them. The course is $820 for the training materials and the exam prep. It's kind of the same thing that we have here on this channel for free, so keep that in mind. Next up, we have the A+ Network. This is not the Network Plus. It's just an additional CompUcert, which is not a traditional certification. It's a paid online course similar to Udemy. There is no proctored exam. It is not recognized or requested by employers, and it is $500 for an online course. It is not the Network Plus. It is something totally different that they just added to make it seem like the Network Plus, even though it's not. And then you have some bullet points down there. I'm not going to read off every single one of the bullet points, but it gives you more of an idea of what you're going to be learning in this e-course. Next up, we have the A+ Cyber, which is not the Security Plus. It is just an e-course with a micro-credential on it. It's another $500 online course. So this is not going to give you that Security Plus that the government requires for some positions in the industry. You're still going to have to get the Security Plus. This is just, again, it's an e-course for micro-credentials. Next up, we have AI Essentials. This is another one. It's another CompCert, not a traditional certification. It's a paid online course, no proctored exam, not really requested by employers either. It is $100 for an online course. At least it's cheaper than the other two, but it's a course to learn how to use AI if that's something you feel you really need. Next up, we have the AI Prompting Essentials. It is effectively the same as the last one, teaches you how to write better AI prompts. It's another $100 course. I don't know anyone in the industry that is really looking for this. I've never seen anyone in the industry looking for this. So just keep that in mind. You can get it if you want, if this is something you're interested in, but you're just going to be learning for yourself, not really for any employer to be like, wow, this is amazing that you got this specific thing. Next up, we have Business Essentials. It's another $100 online course. It is a CompCert, not a traditional certification, no proctored exam. A lot of this stuff that you can get, like when you see this $100 online course, $100 online course, $100 online course, all of these, you can find similar stuff on Udemy or Coursera or YouTube, because even YouTube has paid educational stuff now, but you can get it for pennies on the dollar. Like you can get some of these courses for like $10, $20. So yeah, Business Essentials. Next up, we have Cisco Networking Pro. So this is a little bit different. It is kind of the in-between. It is still a CompCert, so it's not a traditional certification. It's a paid online course, but this is going to prepare you for the CCNA. It's not the actual CCNA, it's just going to prepare you to take the CCNA. It's $245. You're still going to have to pay for the CCNA from Cisco directly because this is not it. But this is a stepping stone to get you to the CCNA if that's what you're interested in. But it's a $245 online course to prepare you for the CCNA, which CompTIA can't charge you for because it's an external vendor. Next up, we have the Windows Client Pro, which is another CompCert. It's not a traditional certification. It's going to prepare you for the Microsoft MD 102, not the actual MD 102 exam. It's $245 for an online course, and you're still going to have to go and get the Microsoft MD 102, which is an endpoint management exam. So this is just going to help you prepare a little bit more for that exam. Next up, we have the Cloud Plus, which not really a whole lot of companies are requesting, but this is still a standard certification. So if you're also noticing a couple things, I wanted to, for these e-courses, the logos, the little certification badges are smaller. For the ones that are more valuable, that are actual standard certifications with proctored exams, I made the badges larger so you guys can kind of get an understanding of what is more important, what is more valuable. These are the big ones, these are the ones that actually matter, and these are the ones that are kind of like you're doing it for yourself and giving yourself extra steps. So, standard certification, proctored exam, $390 for an exam voucher, $820 for the course, and yes, we are going to be developing a course on this channel for Cloud Plus, in addition to Network Plus, Security Plus, Project Plus, some of the other ones as well. Next up, we have Cloud Essentials. It is another CompCert. It is just an e-course. It's $100 for an e-course, not an exam. No proctored exam or anything. So if you're interested in that, I mean, if you're interested in that, we have a course, a 2-hour video with Cloud Essential tips on it on this channel. So there you go. Next up, we have the Cloud NetX. This one, even though it is not the red ring around the badge, this is still a standard certification. So if you see the other ones that were actually more valuable, red ring around the badge, this also a standard certification, but it doesn't have the red ring. But this is a proctored exam, $530 for the exam voucher, and then $955 for the course. Voucher is not included in that though. Next up we have, this is just continuing education. So this is one of the things on the CompTIA certification page, but this is just for people that already have certifications that expire after 3 years, for example. And then every 3 years, if they want to keep that certification active, then they can do the CompTIA continuing education to maintain that active certification. Sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't. If it's government mandated, usually you need it. But for a lot of companies, if it's like help desk, tech support, and you got the A+, they might just want to know that you've gotten it at some point, not that it is currently active. So keep that in mind. You might not need to keep reactivating, keep your continuing education to keep that A+ certification active. Next up, we have the Cyber Defense Pro. This is another CompCert. It's not a traditional certification. This is going to prepare you for the CompTIA Cybersecurity Analyst certification. It's not the actual Cybersecurity Analyst exam. It is $275 for an online course and a micro-credential of cyber defense, but it's not the Cybersecurity Analyst exam. So this is the actual Cybersecurity Analyst exam. This has more weight than the last one. This is going to have more value for your career. It's a standard certification, proctored exam, $425 for the exam voucher, $610 for the course. Next up, we have the Data Plus, which is another standard certificate. I have never seen this on a job rec, but maybe someone puts this on there. I don't know. Standard certification, proctored exam, $255 for the exam voucher, $574 for the course. Next up, we have Data Sys, which is another standard certification, $390 for the exam voucher, $835 for the course. And then we have the Data X or Data AI. Sometimes they usually refer to this as the Data X, but I've also seen them put Data AI on some things. This is another standard certification, even though it does have the black ring around it. Proctored exam, $530 for the exam voucher, $910 for the course. Digital Literacy Pro, I don't think anyone would need this. I don't think anyone, especially here, I don't think anyone here watching this channel would ever need this. You already know everything you need to know. Yeah. Digital Literacy Pro, $100 for an online course teaching you how to use computers. So there you, it's a very, very, very basic course. That's why I'm saying this. Next up, we have the Ethical Hacker Pro. It is another comp cert. It is not a widely recognized proctored exam, etc., etc. It's $305 for an online course teaching you kind of how hacking works. Kind of. Next up, we have the Hybrid Server Pro 1 Core. So this is a comp cert. This is to prepare you for the Microsoft AZ800. So there's one for the 800, there's one for the 801, but those are exams that you have to go to Microsoft for. This is just preparing you for the Microsoft exam. So this is $230 for the online course, not the actual exam. You're not buying the exam when you buy this. It's a micro-credential. This is the second one in the two. So Hybrid Server Pro 2 Advanced. Another one, this is preparing you for 801, AZ801 from Microsoft. It's $230 for this as well. And then we have the ITF Plus, which was rebranded to the Tech Plus. That is retired. This is the IT Fundamentals Pro, which is kind of wild that they have the ITF Plus already doesn't really matter. This is the precursor to A+, but A+ is an entry-level certification. So you have the entry to the entry level, and then you have the entry to the entry to the entry level. This is how wild they are with these certifications. Like, there's no reason that you would need this IT Fundamentals Pro to get to the ITF Plus, which is rebranded to Tech Plus, and then get to the A+. Like, the A+ is, it's just wild how much fluff they are putting in this. You do not need this. Do not buy this. This is silly. It's $105 for an online course. Please do not buy this. Next up, we have the Library Suite Training. It is not a certification. It is a recurring annual $400 a year subscription to some of the training materials. It's not all of the training materials. It's some of the training materials for IT exam prep to prepare you for a few exams. Half of these exams are Microsoft exams, and then some of them are CompTIA exams. Some of them are Cisco exams, but it is just a recurring annual subscription to a lot of different training stuff for, I don't know, maybe a quarter of the exams that CompTIA, or a quarter of the certifications, quote unquote, and micro credentials that are in here. But yeah, I mean, I suppose I would say maybe if you're going to WGU for some kind of IT or cybersecurity degree, this might be helpful, because then you could use it across many of your different classes. So maybe, I mean, if you're already spending the money for that, then I could see that possibly being useful, but I don't know. I feel like Udemy is just a better value, to be honest. Linux, or Udemy or Coursera, they have, it's just cheaper, and you have a larger library, a larger catalog of resources. So next up, we have the Linux Plus. It is another standard certification, proctored exam, $390 for the exam voucher, $819 for the course. Without the voucher, it is another one that's kind of important, but you can also go to the Linux Professional Institute for, I think that one has a little bit more value than the CompTIA Linux Plus, but it is comparable, I would say. Next up, we have the Linux Pro. This is a comp cert. It is not a traditional certification. It's just a paid online course. It is the $275. It is to prepare you for the Linux Plus, but it's not actually the Linux Plus. It's just like extra stepping stones that they want to give you and then charge you for, and they want to see if you're paying attention or if you're going to get tricked. It's lovely. Microsoft Excel Pro. So this is just a comp cert. It's a digital, a little micro credential. It is $100 to learn how to use Microsoft Excel, and have a little thing on it that says, it is not even the Microsoft one. So this is to prepare you for the Microsoft MO200 exam, but this is a stepping stone to get to the MO200 exam. Next up, we have the same thing, but for Word, stepping stone to get to the MO100, but this is still, it's an entry-level certification. It's to prepare you for an entry-level certification for Microsoft Word, which everyone in IT just assumes you understand everything about Microsoft Word anyway. So I don't really know. This is just extra stuff to see if people will buy it, I suppose. Network Plus, this is one of the bigger ones. Standard certification, proctored exam, $390 for the exam voucher, $760 for the course. We're working on a course for Network Plus right now. It's not going to be out soon. Sorry that it's not going to be out sooner, because I know some of you are studying for that. And we do have some of the practice quiz materials for the Network Plus, but we'll try to get it out sooner rather than later. So, but yeah, that's one of the bigger ones. So next one is Microsoft Office Pro. It's kind of a combination of the two, the Word and Excel, and then also PowerPoint as well. So it's $169 for an online course to teach you how to use Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. There you go. It's not a widely recognized credential that you really need to care about. Like I said, all of the highlighting in pink is kind of the preparing you for someone else's certification. Next up, we have the PC Pro. So this is an extra stepping stone to the CompTIA A+. No employer is going to ask you for this. Most, if not all, employers don't really know that this even exists. But if you want an extra $230 of expenses to get to the A+, I don't know why you would. Next up, we have the Pen Test Plus. This is kind of an important one. It's a standard certification, proctored exam, $425 for the exam voucher, $825 for the course without the voucher. But this is one of their bigger, actually important certifications that people are going to be, it's widely recognized across the industry. Next up, we have the Project Plus, which is not really the definitive project management certification. That would be from the Project Management Institute. But this one still is not bad to have on your resume. Standard certification, proctored exam, $390 for the exam voucher, $705 for the course without the voucher. But this is another one that CompTIA has been running for years and years now. So it's not like a fluff certification. You actually have value, but again, many project management positions are going to be looking for something from PMI, not necessarily from CompTIA. Next up, we have the Project Management Essentials, which is another fluff one. It is a comp cert, not a proctored exam. It's $100 for an online course to teach you how to manage projects. And then we have the Security Plus. In my opinion, this is going to be the most valuable one because this is required for some jobs that have to do with the government. So there are a lot of positions where you literally have to have this Security Plus or something comparable to even get the job. And they are willing to, for example, if you have security clearance, they're willing to pay for you to get the Security Plus. But this is a standard certification, proctored exam, $425 for the exam voucher, $900 for the course. But this is actually going to fulfill some government regulations. I feel like this is the most valuable of all of the CompTIA certifications because it's required from the government and it will land you some jobs that are making over $100,000. So this is actually the most important one in my opinion. And next up we have the Security Pro. So this is a comp cert, not actually the Security Plus. Obviously, this is $235 for the micro credential that is an extra stepping stone on the way to Security Plus. I would prefer to just get the Security Plus if I was you. So, and not do that. So this is kind of interesting in how they changed this. This was the CASP exam. Now they changed it to Security X, and I feel like that's kind of more confusing to people in the industry of not knowing. They're like, oh, Security X, is this like a fake Security Plus? Like, what is this? I feel like they should have just stuck with the CASP. But this is a standard certification. It is a proctored exam, $529 for the exam voucher, $1,230 for the course. It's a lot of money, but this is another one that's actually recognized in the industry. So it's not like a fluff certification. Next up, we have the Server Plus. I've actually seen a couple different job requests for this specific certification, which I was surprised to see as many of them as I did. So it's a standard certification, proctored exam, $390 for the exam voucher, $835 for the course, but it is a legitimate one that might actually open a couple doors for you to have this server one, especially if you're looking to get more on the networking side versus the cybersecurity side. And then we have the Soft Skills Essentials. So this teaches you how to talk to people, and it's going to cost you $100. I suppose if you spent 10 years in a cave and you forgot how to talk to people, this could be helpful, but I just don't see this as being something you need to spend $100 on. I would say go out and start talking to people. And if you've had a job for the past couple of years, you already know this. You should know this. So I just don't see this being necessary. And then we have the Tech Plus. So this was the ITF Plus, which is the precursor to A Plus. It is a red ring. It's a standard certification proctored exam, $125 for the exam voucher, which for a proctored exam, this is actually the cheapest one. $210 for the course, which is the cheapest course for a proctored exam from CompTIA. But again, this is just the precursor to A+. This I don't really feel has very much value, to be honest. If you are applying to a help desk job or a field service technician job, they are still going to be looking for the A+ or the ITIL. So the A+ is still the gold standard for entry-level tech, and then the ITIL is another one that a lot of companies will look for, but there's going to be slim to no companies that are looking for the Tech Plus or the ITF Plus. I've seen it before. I can't say that I haven't seen it, but it is almost no companies are going to be looking for ITF or Tech Plus for their job applicants. So that should do it for all of the certifications that they currently have. So most certifications in blue will give you the most career value. Certifications like A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, Server Plus, Security X, CISA might actually be requested by potential employers by name. Fake certifications in pink. I know I'm being really aggressive by saying fake certifications, but they are a detour and you're better off just studying for the actual end goal certification that you're trying to get. The red certifications are just overpriced online courses. You can get the same education on Udemy for 10 to 20% of the cost, or YouTube, like this channel, completely for free. So I hope this was a helpful video for you guys. I will see you as always in the next one.